Welcome to the Redvee TV Instant Reaction, supported by Chapel House Cars for the 2024 season, following Saints 6-0 points to 4 victory over Castleford Tigers here at Wheldon Road or whatever. Menderhose Jungle, whatever you want to call it. Saints have won.
You sounded like the video printer then. That's one for the kids, spelling out the score. Well, that turned out to be easier than expected and probably easier than we predicted on Wednesday night.
Much easier. Best attack in Super League in terms of points scored. Best defence in Super League in terms of points conceded. What's the problem?
Yeah,
Snapped like bikinis, Kevin.
Bikini, yeah, exactly right. Tonight, you think after 12-13 minutes that the game may end up getting away from you. Not entirely sure there was a point in that game that, as a team, we looked troubled. Fans might have had the worries on the behind the stick, but as a team, they were trying to put us side to side. Castleford were trying to go side to side, but they only broke through once.
First 10 minutes, it was probably pretty much all Saints. And you said to me a little bit later on, you thought we'd left points out there maybe early on. But we did take the lead through Sione, who gets hit in the head as he's crossing to score. Why is that not an 8-point try, given what we seen last night where Warrington got a penalty try given to them for less?
It looked like a foul in the act of scoring to me. It's right in front of us.
But it wouldn't have been an 8-point try because we missed the kick.
Yeah, but it gives you the chance of 8 points, doesn't it? It gives you a penalty in front of the sticks. It looked like a foul in the act of scoring to me. It was right in front of us. I take it that's what the video ref has looked at and deemed that there was nothing in it. I don't get that one.
We go 8-0 up, and then the game gets turned on its head a little bit. Tommy Makinson, full speed, going for the kicker, hits the chest. I'm sorry, he hits his chest. Tex Hoy, I think it was Tex Hoy, his legs were going anyway, so he's dropping, which should be mitigation. Yet we have 10 million looks on the screen from different angles which show slightly different things, and then it comes out as red. Really? The game's gone if that's red.
It's disappointing, isn't it? It's disappointing that we were watching things like that, and you see people on social media, and I know we do take to it and have a little read of what people are putting across the broad spectrum of fans. Again, I'll give my opinion on it. Seeing it in a stadium, trying to watch it on a big screen that doesn't always work. I didn't see much wrong with it. I really didn't see much wrong with it.
Not for one that should decide games, potentially.
No, I don't see it as a red card. If I watch it back on telly and watch it to the same nth degree on a better screen and change my mind, I'll reserve that right to do so. But in the ground, it looked very, very harsh as a red.
I genuinely don't think you can make those decisions in slow motion.
No.
That should only be a decision that gets watched at full speed all the time.
Unless you're looking for point of contact,
yeah.
In which case you can. But again, didn't it look like he hit his chest? I know I'm almost taking a little bit of a cop out by saying we're watching it on the screen and not quite being able to see it properly, but there didn't look an awful lot wrong, and I do reserve the right to change that opinion once I've seen it properly. But we're still in the ground here, and I think it was a harsh call, especially for a red. If it had got a yellow, I think you might have gone, yeah, okay, there's mitigation there, that his legs are going as he's passed the ball out, and he's going down, and Tommy is committed to it. If we're going to see the end of challenges like that, then yeah, I'm afraid we're not going to be watching the same sport, and I don't think we are watching the same sport as we were, say, 3-4 years ago.
Does that decision make Saints angry and improve the performance?
It looked like it made us tighter as a group, like we'd been wronged, and made it that we were working for each other, and that was absolutely wonderful to see. It showed that the harmony on the pitch of the players, and as I say, Cass are trying to put it side to side, as you would do, try and find the gaps, and they found one.
After Tommy goes off, we do have to have that reshuffle. Wello chooses to move Wonga over to the other side outside Harrell, and then use Mark Percival as the winger outside of Curtis Sirenen. Apart from one kick, the first kick that came over the top that Percy didn't deal with, you have to say, Wello got that decision right, because there was other options, wasn't there? You could have potentially looked at putting Sione in at centre and trying to use Wingfield off the bench before he got injured, but as your extra prop. But the decision proved very, very fruitful, as we'll get onto in a minute.
Correct.
Tommy will be cursing, by the way. The amount of ball that went down that right.
He will. You know what? You say that move, it looked at first like we just went into the default of Batch in the centres, Connie on the wing, until we could get that message out and get Wonga onto that far side. Yeah, I think just before it happened, I said I'd do something similar, and obviously it was just that the message hadn't come down. It was he's justified in that decision. He's made the right choice though. He's made the right choice because, and as we'll get on in the second half, Castleford turned into a wet paper bag in defence, and Wonga made hay down that right hand side.
Yeah. Cass got on the ball before half time to make it 8-4. You felt when we came out after half time we needed to be on the front foot. You don't want to be falling behind and give Cass something to hold on to. We come out, we're professional. We look like we just had points in us all over the park, and then obviously you get Cass's red, and if ours was red, theirs is definitely red.
Yeah, as soon as he let go of him, and he's just let him land on his back. There's no cur there in that tackle, and people can say it's levelling up, but you can't endanger an opponent like that and let go. It just, again, we're seeing it on the screen, and there's three of them round him, and he just seemed to flip him. I think it's the fact that he's let go that's made the referee deem that he's endangered an opponent. And if somebody stood near us said that the video ref had said it was yellow and it was Jack Smith who actually said no, it's a red, be interesting to actually hear that dialogue and hear why Jack Smith upgraded it to a red when he's been
because it was
but it's interesting to hear then, and it's then, does that undermine to some extent your video ref?
Well, does it? Because the argument there is the referee making that decision watching the screen?
Yeah.
Are they meant to watch the screen? Because if he thinks it's red to begin with, why are you looking for it with the video to begin with? Surely it has to go up as a red and say, change my mind.
I'd let the ref look at the screen. I'd let the ref the game off the screen.
There you go. If there is this is probably an episode on its own. If there's a screen at every game, do you need a video referee?
Yes.
Why can you not just link the referee on the field into the video pictures and he can ask what he wants to see on the screen?
No, you have a video referee to do that for you. And that's, again, I always talk about rugby union, but I think they've got little bits of it right, where they have an official who will say what he's seeing and they will make a decision between them and say that is what I've seen and that is what I'm going for. But ultimately, it comes down to foul play. It seems to come down to a referee's discretion. The on-field ref, he's the one reffing the game. Let him make the decisions. That's what he's there for. The video ref can take you through things, say, I've seen this, do you want to have a look at this? Let him use the screen, it's in the ground. I mean, when it's working.
Yeah. I like when they went to the video for their try. They turned it off on the ground, and from what I can see, the pictures that they based the try on was from behind where he scored it, and you couldn't see his arm, and it had gone up as a try. There was, from the camera at the other end, it didn't look like he grounded to me. Again, reserve the right to
you got
for that opinion, because I'm basing it off a 2-second look on an iPhone after it's happened. But after they go down to 12. It's one-way traffic, and it's easy to say, well, it's because they've had a man sent off, but it was only levelling the numbers up. 12 on 12, we absolutely hammered them in that second half. And people will turn around and say, well, it was only Cass. But you can only beat what's in front of you, and it looked like we just found some confidence, didn't it?
Yeah, I think that Cass team is a better team than the Hull team we faced when we put loads of points on Hull. I just think they caught that bug that we've had in the second half against Warrington and the second half against Hull KR, where the energy levels and the enthusiasm to work for your mates just dissipated, absolutely went. The gaps that we were finding, the lines, listen, our lads can only do what, as you say, play what's in front of them, but the lines that we found were absolutely tremendous.
It's almost like we discovered that formula that is going to score tries, and we just kept going to the well.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you look, our halves were both involved an awful lot. Lewis Dodd, he gets his critics, and you know what? They've not been unjustified over the past couple of weeks. it looked like he had the shackles off today.
Exactly the words I was about to use.
Yes.
Probably because we heard somebody else say it to us before.
Stolen. Johnny Lomax, again, absolutely relished that role of putting Connie away. The try that between him and Percy.
Somebody tweeted us and said, Connie turning into prime Jamie Lyon in contract year.
But Connie might be one of the consistents for next year in that three-quarter line, where you do give him the extra year. He'll play for it, obviously he will, because he's going to want a contract somewhere, and he'll want it here.
Wonga Blake. Much maligned when he came, including from us, me, you. Mainly me, but probably you as well.
Mainly you.
Mainly me. But from a lot of fans, fair play to the lad. He's knuckled down the last 3 or 4 weeks. He's been getting gradually better. And he got his just rewards tonight. And moving to that right-hand side outside Connie Harrell, even with Tommy Makinson, when he comes back from either a ban or next game, do you potentially put Tommy outside of Percy instead and look at putting Wonga on that right-hand side?
I think you try and keep it consistent, but
put him on the right-hand side where he scores 3 tries outside Connie.
Yeah,
if it's working, it's an option,
but
isn't it now?
Tommy Makinson also scores them 3 tries outside Connie. I think Wonga, now he's started getting fitter, and it is a lot to be said for having a pre-season. Now he's started getting fitter, he's looking more of a player. Is he up at the heights that he can be? Probably not. But that performance will give him loads and loads of confidence. Fans are singing his name. He might not necessarily enjoy the song 100%, but if
he'll learn to love it.
He'll learn to love it. If he's going over for hat-tricks every other week, I'm sure he will be. I'm sure he'll be leading the choir, won't he?
Some really big performances tonight. First of all, I want to just talk about Jake Wingfield. It looks like he's gone off with the shoulder. I don't know whether it's the same one he's injured, if he's re-injured it again. It's just like, if it is that, it's gutting for the lad.
Yeah, absolutely gutting for the lad. He's been one of our key performers at the start of the season. I think he's just been so good in defence, so good at bringing the intensity when he's come off the bench. I just hope that it is a case of we've brought him back a week or two early. He might need just a couple of weeks out, but it obviously doesn't look good for him.
No, and if it is, it means the injuries are mounting up with Walmsley. I know Parsy's probably due back in 3 weeks or so. Morgan Knowles is going to be out for a while. Matt Whitley, we believe, is out for a few months. With the injuries mounting up, you're going to have to maybe delve into a little bit of that squad depth. And that brings us up, or on to, Redvee.net's Noah Stevens, who comes on tonight to make his debut from the bench, as we've called for in recent weeks, not because we sponsor him, just because he's a massive unit who runs hard, breaks tackles, maintains his feet, and looks a player. And in the 20-minute cameo that he got at the end there, he more than lived up to that.
Yeah, he's found his stomach as well. So found his front, been able to play the ball, looked like he was absolutely loving being out there. We've spoken to a couple of people who've been over with him today, and they said they were more nervous than Noah probably was, which is understandable.
I think the best thing you can say is he looked like a Saints player,
and
he didn't look out of place, and he's done his chances no harm of maintaining that position in the squad for the Leeds game in a couple of weeks.
And with the likes of Noah, and I'll mention George Delaney here as well, who I thought was excellent tonight. The future is bright there. The future is really, really bright at prop. When you bring in your own forwards through, when you bring in your own prop forwards through, and you add to likes of Matty Lees, who's just done 80 minutes, I think, as well. It just bodes so well for us for the future.
Yeah, Matty Lees tonight led from the front.
Yeah.
I thought he was absolutely tremendous. Even 75th minute, taking the first carry in, making meters. He set a standard for the rest of them tonight, and to be fair, everybody else backed up. I thought James Bell went well. I thought Jack Wellsby had his best game in weeks as well. He just looked... You know when you're playing a kids' football team and you're absolutely walloping someone and everyone decides they want to score? That's what it felt like tonight.
Yeah, it did. I know people say it was only Cass, and they did fall apart. That effort, that energy level had gone. But yeah, it just looked like we thought, as you said earlier, we've been wronged with the red, or we feel like we've been wrong with the red. Right, we can do something about this here. As a team, we can do something about this here. So let's all do something about it here. And Cass withered away into nothing. which is a shame because we were expecting a lot closer game than we got tonight. I said 10 points. I think you said 10 points or
14.
14. And it's ended up being an absolute whitewash.
Yeah. No one ever given me 66-1 last
No,
Friday.
I didn't. No.
Can't do everything that lad, can
Right,
he?
you've got to offer him. Apparently, I was just talking to his family. They said you've got to offer him a Nando's, and then he'll definitely get over for one. So that's
There you
your
go.
That's your secrets
There you
out
go,
there.
there you go. Just all in all, a good night.
Yeah.
Love coming here. New stand looks all right as well, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, done well with that. And that's it. They've obviously got the plans in, but yeah, they're doing what Hull KR do, where it's making the best of what you've got.
I don't think there's a better place to watch rugby league when it's sunny.
Well, when it's sunny, yeah.
When it's raining, it's probably just as bad as
It's
Leeds.
bad as Leeds, yeah.
But we've had the sunshine here the last couple of times we've been over.
Yeah.
I just love the old Sky ground.
I know. Apologies to anybody who's seen us tonight because we've both got our shorts on. So.
Milk bottles.
Yes.
Right, is that us done?
That'll do. Yeah.
All in all, a successful evening.
I think we've got Roger from Cass as well,
We have.
so to talk to.
Top point scorers in Super League, top defence in terms of points conceded, top of the league. What's not to love? Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.